Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 21st of January. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes. Only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, obviously, yesterday was the inauguration, and this is the inauguration of what might be a pretty wild rest of the year. So looking forward to that, and that should be interesting to watch. So in the short term, I was looking for some support here, and we have got over the monthly pivot. We have back tested it. This is looking pretty good to the upside at the moment. Obviously, we've made the buy signal targets, and we've got a 60-minute sell signal. Now, more about that, because we haven't got one running in queue. But obviously that's made the IHS target and is back over the monthly pivot as well. But I would note that we've got, no divergence here either, but back over the weekly pivot and trying to get over the monthly pivot at the moment. YM, RTY, we've got a nice looking potential level bottom here. It could be a part formed IHS, and we're about to form a right shoulder. We will see. YM the same. But this one actually is broken up, and we will see how it goes from here. But what I would say is we've got a sell signal, we've got a weak sell signal fixed on YM, we've got a 60-minute sell signal fixed on ES, and yesterday, although I have to say they've been doing very different things in recent days, we had a 60-minute sell signal fixed on DAX, and we had one fixed on ESTX as well. I'm 4 out of 6, even with only 2 out of 4 of the Americans is a concern, and I'm wondering whether we're going to see some retracement first. And I am wondering again whether we could see these turn out to be inverted head and shoulders, and we pull back and form a little right shoulder here, and then go up from there. I'm liking the upside quite a lot here. Let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, let's have a look at SPX. SPX, very nice move away. We broke over the daily middle band, we held it, and then we moved away from it. This should take us back to the daily upper band at 60.50, and there's a very good shot at getting us back up into the retest of the all-time high at 60.99.97. In terms of the pattern setup here, I'm treating this as, I did say there was a dual setup here. We've got a head and shoulders that's broken down. That hasn't failed yet, and it won't fail till we get to 6049.75. But I said the other option here, it's weaker, and I don't like it as much, but we've got a possible bull flag here, and that's broken up. On SPX, a little bit of negative divergence on the 15-minute, but obviously we made the IHS target, and it's off to the races. On Qs, we saw a decent break over the daily middle band, although this has been slower up from the lows. But here, of course, we had a pretty clear bull flag. And I was saying we could be starting a breakdown when we got to here, but really that could just be a bullish underthrow, and then we'd break up, and then we'd have a target back at a retest the high, and that is exactly what we've got. So I'm looking for that to follow through, and little bit, no negative divergence here that would be a signal, but we've got quite a bit of that across the indices here. All right, on DIA and IWM, we've got weak RSI 14 buy signals fixed. We also had an RSI 5 buy signal fixed on the IWM, but that has now made target. We've got up to the daily upper band on Dow, and the middle band is starting to turn up. This wouldn't be a bad time to see a bit of a pullback, is all I would say, though. In terms of the hourly charts, no current negative divergence, and we've got this nice looking double bottom which is broken up, and also this wasn't a bad looking flag, although it wasn't perfect. Other flags were better. All the other flags were better, but again, this wasn't a bad way of breaking up here. This could be read as a flag, but really I'm reading this as a double bottom, and quite a decent one, with the target basically up at a 4 between 446 and a retest of the all-time high. All right, let's have a look at IWM. And hang on. Right, we're up at the daily upper band as well. This has been compressing a lot and needs to start expanding. Not a bad. Sometimes we will see some backfilling and retracement here, and I'm wondering if we might see that here. And that's one thing I'm wondering about with all these sell signals here at the moment. So we don't. If we get another sell signal, then I will be saying that there's a very high probability of a retracement. But at the moment, it's just in the picture. We've got the weak RSI 14 buy signal fix that's on the way to target. The RSI 5 buy signal made target already. Not a bad looking flag, but I have to say on my preferred draw, I would say this hasn't actually broken up yet. Looks a little different on the daily chart. You can see I take it from this high here on the daily chart, whereas really this would be my preferred one to come from. So there, we need to get back over about 230.5 to break up. And we've got another little level bottom here, although that hasn't broken up yet, although it's probably going to break up at the open. All right, and you can see that on the 15-minute chart, and it's not bad. So we will see how that goes. I've got this down sloping slightly, not sure why, but actually that line is actually about up here. Now DAX has been on a tear on the daily, and this is the daily upper band counting as support, but I think we're probably about to see some retracement there. And on Nikkei, this Nikkei has not been catching a bit. So if we do see all-time high resists on the others, which I think is likely on ESNQ and very possibly on IWM and Dow as well, I'm more skeptical about seeing that on Nikkei. This has not really been responding to the upside. Okay, let's have a look at DX. Okay, DX, we've reached possible head and shoulder neckline, and we're seeing a rally here, and I think we may well head down from there. Obviously, as I've mentioned on the bigger picture, we are at a potential fail area. This isn't a big pattern. I'd be wanting to see something larger, really. So I think we're just in the topping process at the moment. But this is a possible right shoulder forming. Ideal high would be at the weekly pivot at 109.26. And a breakdown from that would be looking for about the 105.75 area. ZB, I had a look at the TNX chart. I've got a trend line here, and more or less it matches this trend line here. We could see a rally up into this. And I've got that currently in about the 116.24 area, I think. So we could still rally up into that. Doesn't have to necessarily, but that's what I'm seeing on the TNX chart. CL, this is on a daily RSI 14 sell signal and a daily RSI 5 sell signal on the futures, but just a daily RSI 5 sell signal on the index. I'm liking the downside here. We had a nice looking rising megaphone, and that's broken down. Now we could see a retest of the high, but I'm thinking we're probably going to see some more downside, and that fits with the sell signals. On NG, possible head and shoulders forming here, but it's not really forming. We need to go a bit higher for the right shoulder. We'll see how that goes, but I'm wondering if that's going to come down with CL. GC, with the dollar falling, this is a good time for this to go up. We had a little double top here. That's not delivered, and this looks like a bull flag forming. On SI, again, could well be a bull flag forming. On HG, we've got a weak 60-minute bicycle, which is trying to fix at the moment. We could be forming a right shoulder for head and shoulders, but I'm more leaning towards this heading back up into this high at 4.475 area. All right, looking at KC, we are still in limbo, having broken up from this this bull flag, and it's very, very slowly heading up. On sugar, we are still continuing down. We're at a big support area here, so I'm wondering if another bottoming setup could form, but we would need another bottoming setup to form because we lost both of the daily buy signals. On CC, this was a very nice triangle, which turned into a messy triangle with this breakdown, but at the moment this is broken up. The obvious next target is retested this high here at 12,750. I'm sorry, at 12,750. All right, CW still not making it off the ground, even though soy and corn have been going up pretty steadily. So at the moment, this is just a consolidation. Nice looking double bottom, not done anything. Larger potential double bottom, which is nice. That's not obviously got even close to breaking up. Corn is looking a little overcooked here. But I think might see a retracement soon. On soy, we could be retesting this high. That could be the second high of a double top, and this so far looks very like a megaphone. It's a very nice resistance trend line here. That could mean we're about to see a breakdown and a retracement. If we do see that, I'm leaning towards going lower on wheat. We will see. On cotton, nice looking little double bottom there. I was talking about it on the bigger picture last night, and I'm leaning towards the making this target at the monthly pivot. We've got a daily buy signal as well. On lumber, really don't have a good feel for this. Not seeing any obvious pattern here at all. There are options here. It could be a rising megaphone, but I mean, to be honest, I don't have any three-touch trend lines, and I'm not confident enough in this setup to say. While we're holding the weekly pivot and the monthly pivot, though, we could see a retest of the highs. Looking at live cattle, live cattle's holding this trend line here. Might break it soon, but while it's holding it, I'm quite liking at least to retest the high, and this looks like a bull flag forming. HE, we saw a sharp retracement, but it's still only a 50 back. This could resolve and go back up. If we get there, I'd be looking for some support at the trend line, which should now be in about the 87.5 area. So we shall see. All right, great. Let's have a quick recap of ES and have a look at questions. Any chance palladium, platinum, and copper to go up? Yes, I think the metals are likely to go up. So I've got a comment about palladium though. So let's have a quick look at that and platinum. Okay, so let's have a look. Bear with me. All right, and platinum. Now, palladium. I was talking about this yesterday on the Bigger Picture webinar. But at the moment, we've got a possible RSI 5 cell signal, not R14 actually. Cell signal brewing, which I have to say is not a fit with what I'm seeing here. Mainly, we've got a nice looking little double bottom here, which is broken up with a target in the 1020 area. I'm quite liking that. I'm not liking the negative divergence though, and that's making me feel. But I think the overall metal setup is bullish. On platinum, we don't have any signals here, but this is a falling wedge, break up, back test. So far, I can see nothing, which is not suggesting higher. So we will see how that goes. All right, just a quick recap of ES. My only concern here is we've seen a nice break up. I'm looking for all-time highs here, and I think there's a pretty good chance of seeing those across the board on ES, NQ, RTY, and YM. My only concern short-term is that we do have now 4 out of the 6, because DAX and ESTX fixed sell signals overnight. We've got sell signals also on ES. We've got a weak sell signal on YM. I am wondering about some retracement here, and I'm seeing some scope to form a right shoulder on RTY and YM. So I'm wondering if we might see a pullback today or tomorrow, or possibly both. So that's my concern here. That would provide a nice buying opportunity for a market which is likely to go up higher, I think. So we will see. All right, great. In that case, I think that's a wrap. I'll have everything posted ASAP, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.